Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wild Chats, your home for everything animals. I am Ryan. That is Pepita, accompanied by Maria.
She's the
and
most important member of the family here.
yes. And we decided since today we're going to have some fun and look at some videos that involve some animal athletes. Peeps is here to take it away and do the rest of the intro. Go for it, Peeps.
Yep, there she is. There she is. You want to be an athlete, Peeps? Is that what you're saying? Like you want to be a puppy athlete?
She's like, no, I hate being on camera, and you know this.
Yeah, she really does. It's incredible. Yeah. Like as soon as you point that camera at her, she's like, this is wrong. Hello.
Avoid eye contact. Avoid eye contact at all costs.
Peeps, who's there? Who's there? Look.
All right, everybody. So you don't feel like a behind-the-scenes Skype call. Who's there? What's up, Peeps? And me and Peeps talk, and then you just hang out and watch us socialize for 15
minutes. Thank you for bringing me back to reality.
I would enjoy doing that. We'll do that in the after show, the bonus show, the what do we end up calling that one? What do we call that? The post show? We'll call it the post show.
Post show.
All right. So we got post show and community comments. Those are our two official terms. All right, guys. So we are going to have some fun, and we're going to cover some animal athletes today. Some of them are athletes. Some of them are training to be athletes. Some of them...
She's going to dive down, so she's going to dive.
Okay. All right. Oh, yeah, Peeps. Swimming pool. Oh, okay. There you go. If I had a card, I'd give it a 10.
Now she's demanding payment. She appeared on camera. She does deserve...
Yes, this is not a joke, people, but Peeps basically demands payment for everything. It was the last episode we were talking about how you throw the wiffle ball. She runs to the wiffle ball and plays with it, but then makes you come get it. But in her opinion, she helped you lose some weight and get some exercise, so she deserves payment, of course. She helped.
She really does. I mean, hello. If you don't like it, too bad, is how she says it.
So everybody's got their own way about going and getting some exercise. Peeps like to run to the wiffle ball and then throw it around a little bit and then just stop. I don't know if this is a street cat or not, but if it is a street cat, I'm even more impressed by his ingenuity on how he decides to get his workout in, because not everybody's got one of those fancy wheels, and cats don't have opposable thumbs. So, you see those the workouts where you do the tire flipping. You pick it up. Yeah.
Like CrossFit.
Yeah.
I'm always impressed with that. I'm always so impressed with people who do that.
No thumb and no way to flip a tire. So you go this way if you're a cat. This is how you do it.
Oh.
That's how you do tire training as a kitten.
But look. Like it's about to be taken by the wheel. That's the best part of the video. Like it's about to be taken.
Yeah, he's about to go over the top there, I think, too. I agree.
3, 2, 1, boom. Well, there.
I don't know that tire's got some pretty good tread on it. I don't think this is a street cat hanging out in a random leftover tire. That's got some good tread left on it.
Not only that, but I think you have to train your cat to be able to do that. Not regular random cat is gonna be like, yeah, let's get into a tire because this is my natural instinct.
Really? The way they jump into cardboard boxes and any other random tiny place they can find? I think they would do it. I think they do it.
I think rotation and not being able to see
good point.
In their best interest, because now you're actually moving towards something, but you cannot see what it is.
Okay. Good point.
I mean, I'm sure, whatever. It's just, it doesn't seem to be like a natural thing you will see a cat do ever, or something similar in nature that you can be like, well, in nature, this will be the case, but I just don't see it.
You don't see like a tiger just hanging out in the wheel well of like a big old like tractor tire and just going for it? No, it's not a thing. Okay.
Yeah, because you can find tires in the wilderness, especially tractor tires.
Unfortunately, these days, the way people throw things away, I wouldn't be surprised if I found a big old
that is a sad
Bigfoot monster truck tire out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep, you're right.
That's the low budget version of training, because you go through a city and there's always like there's free gyms at the park and stuff. You don't have to pay $25 to go to a gym. You can just make do with what you have. But then there's some people that have a little more money or like a little more climate control. And then when you throw in animals that tend to be a little bit pampered, this is kind of what your training regimen ends up looking like. That's how it's done.
Oh my gosh.
when you're too spoiled and it's Christmas time, this is your athletic training program if you're a horse.
That is almost ridiculous in an adorable way. But it's good for the horse. I mean, he's getting some exercise. Good for the horse.
I know. I don't know who decided to really Christmas it up here, but
Yeah, I think that's the best part is the Christmasing it up of the horse.
No. The best part, look down. Christmas
elf?
socks.
Oh, yeah,
Christmas socks.
I was thinking you were gonna say the elf.
No.
Because she's clear that this person is clearly talking.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think if you lift up the horse's hoof and you look at the horseshoes underneath, I think there's like mistletoe on one, and then like a Christmas present.
I thought you were gonna say Reebok.
What's that?
Reebok. I thought you were gonna say that the shoes will say Reebok.
Right. No, that's
Puma.
a totally different.
Puma would be better. Puma.
Both totally different animals, though. Totally. Oh.
And if you're in England, it's Puma. I was watching a live an animal show about the continents, and they did this beautiful, I think it was National Geographic, they did this beautiful continent traveling and stuff like that, and the narrator was saying the puma, and I'm like, what's he talking about? Like the puma? Is that a puny creature? What's up with these things? Until the image came out, I'm like, puma.
See, I hear that sound and I just think it's like a kid playing like guns, like pew 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 pew. That's when I hear puma.
There you go. Hey, that works too.
It's not just your cardio that you have to get in, though. I mean, if you're training and you want to be an animal athlete, you got to get the cardio, but
get some muscles.
You need some strength training in there too, right?
How would you do stretching though? Like, I cannot imagine trying to tell an animal, okay, you got to stretch, because you have to stretch so you don't damage your muscles. So it'll be interesting how they will do it.
Yeah. Now, I didn't get a chance to ask you at the beginning of the show. I always like to get a little Maria info in because we had Peeps on camera doing her thing. But when you were younger, were you ever like, what sports were you into? Like, did you ever have to like train intensively for a sport?
I did martial arts.
Okay.
And dancing, and that was a little intense because I was going to participate as part of the professional group and actually perform. And it was very folkloric and ballet, so it was really fun and it was pretty intense. But that's as part of training. Now, when I got older, I started swimming, so we did, swimming.
Okay,
so very diversified, I guess.
Gotcha. There wasn't anything like, I'm on this team and we've got a big game and like the coach is making us do preseason cardio and strength training and all this like athletic conditioning. So we're okay.
More like the coaches are needing me to do a better job of stretching my hand and keeping my core.
You know what? I dated several ballerinas and I don't think I really had as much of, I think as with anything, if you date somebody that is passionate about something, you kind of acquire a passion for the things that they're into. I don't think I fully appreciated. I know I didn't fully appreciate like the ability and what it takes to actually do ballet until I dated people that was their thing, and just going to see the shows and hearing their explanations and the amount of effort and work. And I mean,
and they just make it look so light, like nothing. And it takes hours and hours and
she wants payment again. That's Peeps demanding payment. You hear this in the background. She's like, you bothered me. I'm up now. Pay me.
Yeah, that's actually probably what is happening.
Yes. So we have
two
choices
for a little bit because I don't want her to get that spoiled.
Okay. All right.
Further.
She's already round as can be, and at 12 years old, we're gonna try to wean her now. Now is where we're gonna try to put her.
We're fat dieting her. I don't know. I had her so thin because we went on vacation and we did a lot of exercise and we cut the treats and stuff like that. And she was really thin. But when she gets home, everybody loves to give her treats. So it's out of my hands.
Yes. Well, she wants something out of your hand right now because she's not going to let this go. Oh,
I am prepared. I got treats for her
oh, well
because
done.
oh yeah, I'm getting smarter here because last time I didn't have anything to give her, and she was so demanding that I had to literally take off. I don't remember what video that was in, but I had to take off. By the way, I break it
It
into
was one of the
several
early
pieces.
ones. We're kind of learning our lessons as we go along here. This is
Yeah.
like what number 18. So we're getting in a groove now on number 18. We've got snacks at the ready. We finally got the right microphone and lighting and stuff set up. We almost look like we know what we're doing.
And I bring my tea and a cup. So I am in absolute heaven while I chat with you guys.
Okay.
So,
All
mhm.
right. Okay. So
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 spring training.
we're moving from cardio into now. See, this will be an interesting. Now, I want you to tell me: would you consider this next clip strength training or stretching? It could kind of go either
Ooh,
way.
okay.
It's pretty
I'll guess.
obviously strength training, but it could be stretching because I don't think this dude really weighs that much compared to what an elephant's trunk can lift. So this could just be a
Oh,
light stretch, possibly, for this elephant.
I think the guy is the one. I mean,
As a pretty thin dude, I mean, I would almost argue this is more of a stretch than it is a weightlifting activity.
I don't know, but I think the trainers were like, "Oh my god, that guy's gonna die! Look at him! Like the guy is
He's hanging off
stretching. He turned him into a pretzel. Oh, I would love to do that if the animal allows it, of course. You know.
I gotta see it one more time.
Show one more time.
Oh no!
Sorry,
Okay, one more time. One more.
Yeah, go
Oh,
for it.
I didn't have the screens right. I didn't. Now it's just me. It's just me because I'm the only one that wants to see it. Someone took a photo too. You saw the flash of the camera from the background.
But the guy is about to fall. Like, I don't know if that guy, the pretzel stretching was so intense that he looks like he's about to break. Like, I don't know. I would love to do that. And if I can say, oh, I ended up with a little bit of back pain because an elephant overstretched me, I'll be like, yes.
Clearly, you've never had back pain. Once you start with back pain, sometimes it doesn't go away. Nothing's worth a little bit of back pain.
Believe me, because of doing martial arts and gymnastics, I screwed my back up so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have vertebrae in and out, and it pops, and it's just terrible. So yeah, I understand, but it's not as exciting as an elephant. I mean, the last injury I had was climbing a rock wall, and I slipped, and the rope didn't actually hold me, so I ended up hitting one of the rocks protuberance out. And
Okay.
I'm still in pain, and that was 6 months ago.
Okay. So, have you ever seen the show Price is Right?
Yes.
Or that they do all the little different things. Have you seen the game they have to play called Plinko? Was that? Oh, you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't know.
So they walk up these stairs and they stand at the top, and then there's money at the bottom, like amounts, and you got a little like disc. And you line the disc up and you let it go, and then there's just metal rods. So the little disc.
Okay, like when you go to a arcade.
Yeah, and then it slots into one of the things, and that's the amount of money that you get.
Okay.
So in my mind, that's just you on the rock wall, just blink, 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 blink.
That is so true. I mean, there is a photo of me, and you can see my hair completely up. Like that rope was supposed to hold me, like, oh, don't worry, you're safe. If you let go, you'll be fine. Hello, my hair was going up, which means gravity was taking its toll on me. And I was literally going down. And I'm still to this day have pain.
That does not sound fun. That does not sound like I don't see professional rock climbing in your future. I don't know that.
Or rock climbing at all. Rock climbing, nothing. I'm not climbing anything. That's it.
So the nice thing is, though, when you put in the work and you put in the time and you do the training, sometimes you get really good at what you're training for. And apparently, this chicken spent a lot of time training because he got really good at basketball. Look at that. Hook shot. Look at that. Doesn't even break the egg. Kick. Little soccer move in there. Yeah,
That is so
I'm good.
awesome. By the way, that's a nice looking rooster.
I don't know who edited this, but I'm very impressed by every single piece of it.
I agree with you 100%.
Look at that. You even get like the back view of the dribble.
That is so awesome. I love the triple flipping.
The funny thing is he's still not as good as the real dog from the video we just did last on Dogs
You're
at Play.
right.
Because that dog, it was swish every time. Either he missed everything or it was a swish every single time. Like this guy, look at it. I mean, he hits the rim. I expect more from a chicken.
I expect more.
Dribble. Yeah, that's great. Look, you barely made it. You got that little tiny egg. It hit all the sides. Look at that. Every time. You should be able to swish an egg if a dog can swish a basketball. I'm sorry.
So basically, this critter ain't training enough. Like he needs more.
Yeah, he needs more. That you're right. You're right. I'm impressed by the editing, but the critter, he's got to put in some more work. I'm sorry.
I just love the ball going, in circles. Like he barely, he almost barely did it. That's just too funny.
It's sometimes the fun part is though, it's like there's certain sports. Obviously, if you enjoy a sport, it doesn't feel like work. You enjoy doing it. There's certain activities though, you can't quite tell, especially with animals. Is this a sport? Or is this Jim just playing and messing around?
Okay.
So, and then we started to get into other very concerning questions. I'm going to see if you think the same thing that I thought when I first saw this clip, because I had a worrying thought that popped into my mind.
Okay.
And so
monkeys. Oh, how fun!
Is this just playing, or is this like high dive competitions? I mean, this could be a sport, right?
I think this is a super high diving sport, although that looks very... Oh, that was a leaf.
It was not a monkey falling out of a tree. Look at that, two of them go. Now it's synchronized diving.
It looks like they were waiting for somebody else to chase them, to jump, as if part of the fun was the whole being chased, not necessarily just the diving. They're having a blast chasing each other.
They are, but what's wrong with this picture?
Nothing.
Nothing is wrong with this picture.
You see what the guy did?
Okay.
Why would there be something wrong? Let's see. They're having a blast. Nobody's chasing them.
Okay.
Clear. Ooh. Some of them look like they could hurt themselves, but yet they are aware of jumping. So I don't know what I see as a scary thing.
I feel like there's
probably the video to find a particular area.
I feel like there should be a sign somewhere posted that says "No lifeguard on duty. Don't dive in shallow water." Because that puddle looks like it's like 6 inches deep, and they're diving from like 20 feet up in the air.
But I loved it. Like that one who just jumped had like a little jumping style. Like it was. Look at him. Oh no, that wasn't it.
Yeah, you gotta go back. Gotta go back a little further.
I'll take it back a little further. There, 1, 2. Yeah.
But that's not deep water at all. I mean, the one monkey's like barely ankle deep, and he's like 12 feet away from where they're landing.
Yeah, they are finding a spot where they're landing. Like there is a particular spot where they're landing, though.
Clearly, they're okay with it. But the first time I saw it, I was like, "Ooh, that's like a big puddle," and they're just bonsaiing into that thing.
Yeah, but these animals are incredible. I mean, their agility. If you look at any monkey jumping, the way they move their paws to absorb the shock, they do it with their upper phalanges, then their wrist, and then their elbows. In this case, that would be their feet and ankles and knees.
We're going to start singing a children's nursery rhyme here. Elbow and knees and toes and feet and toes and knees and necks.
Apparently, I need a review on that, right, Peeps? She's mad at me again. So if you hear her barking or whining, whatever, girlfriend.
That probably mean like parkour people do the same thing. Like if you know how to fall, even when you take like like you did martial arts and judo and stuff, they teach you how to fall properly. That way you don't get hurt. So yeah, I mean, there's
Exactly.
obviously a science and a technique, but still it concerned me because it felt like they were jumping into like 6 inches of water from 20
But it's
feet.
just a human thing to be so concerned for them because our agility is so limited that seeing them do it just looks supernatural. It looks really incredible. And then when you look at humans who do it, you're like, wow, these are ninjas. Well, they understand the dynamics of falling, and they understand.
Grab her. Get the feisty one. Bring her up here.
Hi, you want to participate? Hi.
Maybe she's changed her mind on her camera time today. Did we
I don't
renegotiate?
know.
We renegotiate our contract yet with our agent, or
We're still in negotiations.
Okay, all right. I
No, she
can't
doesn't
tell if
want me
she's
to grab her. Like, she really just wants some serious payment, and I think she felt that it was very small amount for all the work that she did.
she worked really hard, Maria. Like, I mean, you've tried to avoid someone or something before. Like, she's trying to, like, she's not going to look at that camera. That's a lot of work on her neck and.
No, and then as I try, oh no, you're upset because I didn't toss it the proper way.
Overhand, not underhand. Hold on.
No, the problem is it landed too close to another object, and it kind of got slightly under, and she's looking at me like, hello, how am I going to catch this?
I think it has gone a little too far, Maria. I think you're correct.
I let her. She figured it out. No.
I think it has gone too far.
Sorry, guys. The dog is crazy. I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, okay. I feel like, unfortunately, was there ever a time that Peeps was like super athletic? Like, if there was a sport you were going to pick, or in general, if it wasn't Peeps, if you were going to pick a sport for Chihuahua, what would be the best sport to enroll them in if you were a parent?
I think in the last video, we talked about one of the puppies I met who was a Chihuahua, and the owners had an obstacle course.
Okay.
And he was incredible at the obstacle course.
Okay.
Pepita will be incredible at chilling, but the girl likes to hike. I used to take her on, I think it was like 6-mile hikes when she was younger, and the girl could handle it. And still now, she still does pretty well, but one of her legs kind of hurts, so whatever.
Okay.
But it's very adorable because she will just go.
But if you had to put her in like a human sport, best human sport
for Peeps,
Chihuahua, any Chihuahua,
it's called Plain Dead.
Sometimes I try to form hypothetical questions, and Maria and I are not on the same page. So, guys, tell you what, I'm going to just ask the audience. I can't phone a friend because we don't have a live stream or a chat going yet. So in the comments,
what are you giving me to? Give me a clue.
Go ahead and tell me what sport you think a Chihuahua would be best at. I'm thinking like Olympic type sports, basketball, ball sports. Maria's going with like hiking or sometimes this happens.
Cross country, running or whatever, a sport.
Okay, well, she's not running a marathon and she's not running fast, so she's not running the mile. So yes, she has the ability to run, but I don't see a Chihuahua in a running sport doing particularly well.
She'll be better at flotation device, or she'll be better off as a heating blanket if you have back pain. She'll be a great supporting role. She'll have a supporting role.
Okay, so she's just like the bench side cheerleader because she's not active enough to actually be a cheerleader either. So
she'll bark at you if you're running or biking. So no, that girl is a supporting, supporting cast member.
She's not supportive. She's demanding.
There's a difference. Most people don't know. I'm like, oh no, he's cheering you on.
Right.
Every day I go for a walk, Pepita is barking at people in their bikes or running, and I'm like, no, she's just cheering you on.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Let's see.
So what role do you see her in?
I don't know. I mean, we're gonna leave it up to the chat now. You kind of punted on it, so now we're gonna have them chime in on that one. We can come up with another one for me, but I'm trying to I was thinking of the major sports and stuff. I mean, no Chihuahua is going to be fantastic. Oh, you know what? I take it back. I take it back. I have the answer. And I don't know why I did not think of the answer. And I'm not going to be able to find a clip of this, unfortunately. So I am a Lakers basketball fan. I apologize to any Celtics fans or anybody else. I'm not so diehard that I dislike any other team, but I'm a Lakers fan. And one of the show like halftime entertainment bits, and they do it. He works at Golden State also, but there's a guy who's an acrobat and he does balancing and stuff, but he has a Chihuahua also. The Chihuahua bounces on the ball, and then he does like a handstand on the ball, and the Chihuahua balances on his feet while he's balancing on the basketball.
I think you sent me one of those videos on one of the halftime shows.
I think I did. But yes, so I'm gonna go acrobats. Like team acrobatics would definitely be the answer, only because it has been proven and it exists.
Oh, I was gonna say because she looks like a ball, so she would be.
Pepita in particular is a Chihuahua. Her best sport would be the ball in any sport, according to Maria.
Just don't touch her, please. She's
she's a little fragile.
Like the trophy. She will be more like a trophy.
Right. And if she sneezes and loses a tooth, you weren't too rough with her. That's just the way it is these days. But so not every animal is meant to be an athlete, and as they get older or bigger, sometimes you train and things actually get worse. Like, you ever seen like bodybuilders, and then all of a sudden they can't like touch their back anymore because their lats have gotten so big?
Yeah, because they get so big here that their back is now kind of deformed.
It's not even deformed, just in the sense of like, if you've got a big lat, you can't really reach around. Like your mobility, even if you stretch, it's limited. There's a point of growing or training. If you're not particularly training for a specific sport, then you get worse at other sports. And this actually happens in the bird world also. There is a bird who, as they develop, just becomes a really bad bird. Like there's I'm
very curious about this situation.
There's a few main like abilities most birds are supposed to have, right? You're like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like perhaps walking or flying.
Okay. And there's some flightless birds out there, and
there's some birds that actually, if you see them on the street, like loons, you shouldn't move them because they're incapable of actually walking. Like they don't, because they're waterfowl. They always land on water and are always on water. So if you ever see a loon that is not on water, it's not going to move out of the street. So you need to actually help it.
Gotcha.
PSA.
No, I think stuff like that's important. I don't think people realize how hollow most just flying animals in general can be. Some of them actually can't land because their legs can't support their weight. They're meant to be in the air, or like you said, landing in water, and different animals develop. And sometimes, much like this animal also, you develop for a certain purpose, and then it kind of ruins every other aspect of your animal-dom. In this case, they're the bird-dom. So
bird-dom, because he becomes dumber.
Yep. So this guy, unfortunately, as he got a little older, and he's even going to get some help here, still not going to go well for him.
Okay.
Still not going to go well. Somebody has thrown him up in the air, but the flying ability almost every bird should have as peacocks get older and bigger, not so much.
I'm not sure male peacocks fly much anyway.
They do fly. When I was looking up facts, I wanted to make sure before I took this angle on the video. Peacocks definitely can fly. They don't fly long distances. They don't do it very often.
That's what I meant. I mean, they can go up to a second story floor. I mean, high.
But as they get bigger because of the plumage and trying to attract a mate, okay, that's great. You can attract a mate now, but now you can't fly and you can't.
Well, that tail is very heavy.
I know. I'm not making fun of him so much as it's just the reality of being a peacock. I mean, that's just he got thrown in the air and got all that extra help.
I think that might be the female right there.
Yeah, peacocks and hencocks, I think, are the.
Yeah, the females just look like almost like turkeys. A little bit fancier than a turkey. I don't want to make it sound so bland, but they're not as fancy and as elaborate in their personalities. But I think that's a female.
But it just reminds me of like a bodybuilder or somebody that just kind of overdeveloped themselves just a little bit too much, and now unfortunately can't do one of the basic functions of life,
Yep,
which would
they're
be
too heavy. And that's the problem that happens with many bodybuilders. You're right. Is even if they go to throw a punch or something, their muscles, if they don't extend and properly train, they may
Mhm, mhm.
actually rip something.
Yeah, and I have all the respect in the world for bodybuilders. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get that big. I don't have that amount of dedication. In no way making fun of bodybuilders. I actually envy what they do and the dedication they put into the gym. It's just the reality of I've got a buddy who's a pretty big guy and works out a ton. And yeah, he talks about he wants to get bigger and stay healthier, but then his mobility gets limited no matter how much stretching he does. And he tried to take some yoga classes. It just wasn't his thing. But
Also,
yeah,
because you really are developing the shorter muscles, not the longer muscles that are usually for dancers or runners or people who do a lot of cardio. There's just a different muscle that develops the length of the muscle. And I'm not an expert, but the fibers and some
well,
very interesting
there's short
things.
twitch and there's long twitch. And short twitch and it's not the size of the muscle at all. It's how the muscle functions. So
Okay.
certain muscles, short twitch, fire really quickly. And that's what a lot of leapers, like basketball players, are all heavy with short twitch muscles. Long
Hmm.
twitch are people where, yeah, there's more stamina into it. Your long distance runners and stuff have long twitch muscles. So there's more stamina built into the muscle.
So
Um,
fascinating.
yeah, it really is. And it's interesting too, how you have to approach both of those athletes. I was a sports medicine major for a while, so I worked with a lot of different teams and stuff in college, and it was very different if a particular athlete came in that was a football player versus baseball or some other thing, because you're considering different factors in, okay, we need to maintain mobility, okay, we need to heal faster, muscle types and all that other stuff. It was so impressive to me, the amount of work that goes into it, but then that begat the problem of why I didn't want to do it anymore, is I wanted to end up working on the sidelines. All the people in the sports med staff that work on the sidelines for pro sports especially are all doctors. They actually are doctors. So you can't go get like a physical therapy degree and then go be a sideline sports medicine person for a professional team, because it's usually
Wow.
head doctor and then other doctors. Uh,
Doctor.
Yes, exactly. Doctor. Who? Doctor Who? No, sorry.
I got someone. I got someone.
Oh, she's gonna cooperate.
She let me grab her.
Oh, just to be closer to the treats, probably.
I think that's right.
Treat proximity is the factor here. How's
Hi.
it going, Monchichi? What's going on?
Yep, she's sniffing my tea and wondering where the bag is of stuff. Oh, the life of a chihuahua who's loved. So when you get a dog, just know that your life is not your own, like just like with children, you
Yeah, but you
know.
can't leave kids at home alone, and for that doesn't fly really so much. You can't
Yes,
leave kids
exactly.
in an electric vehicle that has the climate control, where you don't have to have the motor on, and leave a sign so no one breaks your window. Hopefully you guys saw that episode. That was hilarious.
I don't remember which episode that was, but we did talk about heat and ways to prevent
And
yourself from getting
leaving the
heat.
animals in the car, and then people with electric vehicles are starting to say like, hey, the AC's on, everything, so people aren't like trying to break in and save the animals. That's basically where the story
Exactly.
went. And then I started one of my typical hypotheticals, and then we were breaking into the car and stealing stereos and just saying, no, we're just checking
Yes,
on
we
the
did, but I can't remember which show that was. That was a
dog.
while ago, right?
It was towards the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, it was a while ago because I remember we had too much fun. We always have
Mhm.
a lot of fun. I mean, that's why
Mhm.
we created this show, really just to enjoy each other's company
Mhm.
and show our puppy right here.
So if you had to have like not a partner in crime, not like stealing stereos kind of like partner in crime, but like maybe you have like a detective business or something, and you've got to like do stakeouts and investigations and stuff, and it can't be like a dog or a cat. Who would you choose for an animal for like your investigative partner in your spy private eye business?
That's an interesting question because I have a lot of animals that I will think will be really good. Like a weasel will be really good because they're small and they're fast and they can move
Okay.
around, but they won't be able to cooperate. But it's not like you can communicate with any of them. It's not like you're gonna hire a gorilla and be like, "So, what do you think of the case?" And the gorilla will be like, "Well."
I
So
disagree. Coco the
ooh,
gorilla learned sign language and could talk.
she did. You're right. She
See,
did.
you
But
can't
they kept her at
gorillas.
a zoo and she couldn't go out. Although
Well,
she did have a cat, so that was
she
exciting.
did. She did. I don't want to go
Mhm.
sad, so we won't go any further with the story. Anybody that knows the Coco the gorilla
But I
story.
think a weasel or a rat, so you can put it on your pocket and still be entertained. So when you're doing your
Your
stakeouts, not
stakeouts.
steaks,
You can eat some
you
steaks on
can.
your stakeout. It's an option. It's an
It's
option.
an option. Then you can
Probably
be
not barbecue
entertaining.
ribs if you're in a hurry and you got to wipe your hands, and that probably not good stakeout food.
Not good steak. It will
No.
probably be better with a burger, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So you're going like weasel or some small like rodent or something.
I
Hmm.
would. How about you? Which one would you choose?
See, here's the toss up for me. There's two categories. Are you picking the partner because they're the best investigative companion? Because we've talked about in the past a lot of like cats been trained to be spies and
Yes.
mice and birds, and with the micro technology and stuff we have, like there's stuff that you can do with animals that actually would help you with your investigation.
Yes.
Or are you picking the animal more based on like companionship? Because usually private eye work is pretty solitary. A lot of stakeouts, a lot of waiting around, sitting at police departments, paperwork, all the other stuff that goes with it. And you're just kind of
I'll
like,
go
man,
more like Ratatouille style.
no, I got you.
Ratatouille.
No, there's definitely like there's the two different sides. So that's kind of where I'm conflicted as far as like, would I pick an animal that would like be like a good actual partner or like a companion? Um,
Which one would you pick as a good actual partner?
Let's see. It
Easier
has,
to ask if he was a companion.
yeah, I was trying to go somewhere in the middle of like going taking the two. I mean, I think the obvious answer is kind of like a chimp or something like that because they're strong enough if you need to like take down an assailant. Like chimps are surprisingly
Ooh,
strong for their
very
size.
strong. Yes.
They're very smart, so they could actually help, and they're interactive, so they could be a good partner. So I feel like middle ground wise, like I wouldn't go extreme of either end, and I'd probably go something like a chimp middle ground. But then that also feels like an easy, like boring cop out, and I should have come up with like beluga whale and trying to figure out a way to explain that to make it work.
Because the interesting question is, if you had a beluga whale, how will it be alive as you're having it as a partner? Would you have a tank or how would you keep this situation going?
I mean, I clearly would be like a seaside investigator. I don't know what you're talking about, like trucking a beluga whale around with you, like on the tow hitch of your truck as you go from job site to job
You
site.
were the one who came up with it. I am
I
just questioning your
threw it out
choice.
there as something that I don't even know if I could come up with a good answer for if I tried. But usually, if I just
Like
start talking,
Ryan,
something
you
comes out
have
of
a
my.
magical bubble. You have a magical bubble where your partner could be and make it small enough so it will fit in the passenger co-pilot seating.
Okay, so but
That's
they
so
can't
cool.
really help you unless it's to
Are you
call
sure they do
other.
communicate quite well?
They've actually done studies of beluga whales can actually mimic sounds of other whales. They've actually tricked and trapped other whales by mimicking their sounds. They're actually really, really smart animals.
And they're beautiful.
But they wouldn't really be a great companion. I mean, they're not going to fit in the car. I don't see
That's
how
what I said.
helpful.
We're gonna compress it so it will fit. I mean, since this is so real, we're gonna make it happen.
What's the old dolphin TV show? Is it Flipper?
Flipper. Yep.
Yes. So I think it'd have to be like Flipper style. I think you'd have to like be a seaside detective, and then the beluga whale hangs out in the water, and then you just kind of can only take cases that are like boat orientated or on the shore. But that would be your specialty at the same time. So anybody that had like a water crime is coming to you, and then you and your
So basically,
beluga.
what you maritime. I'm a maritime detective.
You're a marrying time detective, so you just do separations, divorces, and other relationship stuff.
Maritime. Maritime
No, you
detective.
said it right. I was just having fun with it.
I was doing my here. I am a maritime detective.
Oh, you were doing like that CSI, like way over the top, over delivery of the line kind of thing. Gotcha.
I think we have a like
Um,
who does it? Hey, you
and
been in
as
Miami? CSI Miami?
yeah, oh god. And as we've said before, this is the wonderful acting skills that brought Maria and I to the podcast. Oh no, they didn't. They haven't seen that because that's not here. This will be fun. Okay, guys. So what we usually do on Patreon is we do a show after we do 10 to 15 minutes or so, and we just kind of break down the show or continue the conversation. We just do a little post show fun. But the very first episode we did was kind of a little introduction, and we were talking about my acting background, Maria's commercial backgrounds, how neither of us were very good at it at all, and that's basically what brought us here and a little of our background. You know what we should do, Maria? Let's put that in. We're gonna put it in the free section, guys, of Patreon. So
yeah, I think we have it as the bonus because it was the first one we ever did, and it's a fun episode.
So if you guys want to get to know us a little bit and how we got here and some other random conversation stuff, you can kind of go check out that very first behind the scenes episode, which is what we kind of do for the other pieces. But all the social media stuff, all the community posts that we do. So if we mention a photo or a poll or the questions I said right in the comments, please write them in the comments. But we're also going to create stuff on our social medias so you guys can go do that stuff there, because the goal for us really is to build a community, which is the part that we enjoy. So we're going to just hit up everything, do probably Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, free Patreon, wherever you guys want to get us or chat, and then get to know each other and hang out and have conversations. That'll be a lot of fun over there.
I agree.
Come on, Maria, you come up with a fun hypothetical question now off the top of your head. You can stick to animal athletes, or you can go some other random place.
So we already talked about sidekicks and athletic animals.
Psychics?
Turn into an animal. Like if you could turn into an animal, if you could become an animal, not have it as a companion, what would be the animal you will choose to turn into?
So I am part Indian. Like I have, what am I? Half, fourth, 1/8 Cherokee. And
I love Italian in it.
Yes, I am a mutt. Okay, so I got a quarter Italian, quarter German, 1/8 Cherokee, and the rest is mutt. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I think I went and did like a spirit animal like exploration thing once with a friend of mine's mom, Sharon, who is no longer with us. Rest in peace. Was really big into that aspect of things, and she basically kind of walked me through this process, and my spirit animal is a wolf. So
I love it. Okay.
I think I would probably have to go wolf. It just kind of like feels in line with what I discovered in the past. So
very social animals, very social, very, very awesome, smart animals.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about wolves. I probably should do a little bit more research. There might be some aspects I would regret about having chosen a wolf, but I'm gonna go with it and just stick with it for now.
Yeah, you should. It's a fun animal. It really is a wonderful animal.
I'm trying to think of an ocean animal. If you had to pick like a water animal,
there's so many to pick from.
What water animal would you be, Mar?
If I were a water animal, well, the easy choice will be a dolphin.
Goldfish.
But I also
dolphin.
That's so basic. I actually would love to be an octopus.
Okay.
You can fit into every crack if you want. You can change colors. You can propel. You can ink. And actually, one of the cool things about octopus is that they also, when they build their houses, they decorate it and they make it cute. And there's so many species of octopus, of course, but some of them mimic other animals to perfection. So when they're hunting, they literally turn into a snake, or they turn into another animal that is a top predator.
Yeah, and they can do the tracks on the sand and stuff like that. They're literally called mimic octopuses. Yeah, I remember reading about that at one point in time.
And then you have the Dumbo octopus, which literally looks like Dumbo. Honestly, an octopus will be, but I think the Pacific octopus. I almost wore my t-shirt today. I don't know why I had this feeling I should have worn my octopus t-shirt.
See,
And then I'm like, no,
that's
that
the
would have been
downside.
perfect.
Yeah. Maria never knows what videos are coming up, and neither of us know where any of these conversations are going to go. So it's almost impossible to prepare.
Well, how were you supposed to
meaningful
know that I was going to ask you that question and take you into thinking of octopi? I mean, it's
Right.
just, but I think that's why I don't eat calamari or I just can't, because I find them to be so incredible. And there was actually another research, I think we talked about it a while ago, but it talks about how they are so unique and that they almost think that they came from outer space.
That would have been
I know.
interesting though, if you like tried to force somebody to an answer of like, I know there's people that can do it, like a lot of like fake psychics and people like that can like steer you without you realizing you're being steered towards a particular answer in a way.
Yeah.
It's really impressive too. Some of the, like when you really understand psychology, there's some really interesting things, but also some evil things if you kind of use it for bad purposes.
Like everything in life.
We'll leave it there for now, guys. If you want, go ahead in the comments also below, and we'll start those threads on the community posts and all the social media stuff about what animal you would be and why. I think that could be
that's a good question.
And then what could be fun too is then you end up getting, because everybody asks like, what animal would you be, which is fun. But then if we can start Discord and then people can start teaming up, then we have like the aquatics versus the land, or we could have like the primate troop, and then who knows where it's going to go, Maria. A year from now, it could be mayhem, nothing, or total sanity. Who knows? We have no idea.
I doubt sanity will be in the list of choices, because neither you nor I are plain enough to maintain sanity.
Right. We're averagely challenged. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We had a fantastic time as always. I hope you guys did too. And we will see you next